I think one of the reasons why you guys really get under the skin of the radical progressive left is that comedy is a bridge. Comedy is what normal people like, as opposed to partisan BS that goes through. And I have this theory. I'm going to run it past you. You've never heard it. I run it past every comedian I know. I have this theory, kind of going back to, not exactly, but I'm thinking of Lenny Bruce and the ethos of just breaking rules and talking about forbidden things as a way that civil society breaks down barriers and prejudices and things that scare you. If you can tell a joke that's really uncomfortable and people aren't sure if they're supposed to laugh, in some ways it takes the temperature down a little bit, so that people, when they go to a town hall meeting or they go to church or wherever they're going and meeting their neighbors, and their neighbors are a little bit more different than they are, or maybe they're a lot different, it diffuses the time bomb and gets rid of some of that tribalism where you hate something and somebody that you've never met and have never conversed with.
Well, think about the 24/7 news cycle. It's designed to make you not only hate the people on the other side of the political aisle, but it's designed to make you stress and worry and fear everything. Every 24 hours, there's a new threat to democracy or a threat to your life. As soon as the pandemic was over, well, is it still over? I don't know. It depends on which news media outlet you ask.
Monkeypox.
Monkeypox pandemic.
If you're not afraid, you're not paying attention.
As soon as the first pandemic was over, there was, I was on Twitter or something, and the mask mandate's lifted, everybody's free, and then there's a news story, new drought in California, be very afraid, you're going to be out of water in 6 months, and you see this story that they're just like, what's the next story that's going to scare you, And so there's an interesting thing, like we'll get emails from people who consume their news through the Babylon Bee. So they get real news through fake news.
Yeah.
And
which it turns out is more reliable than real news.
I'll let you guys be the judges of that, I guess. But when you read a Babylon Bee headline, you're doing the doom scrolling thing, where you're like freaking out about every story that's on your Facebook feed, and then all of a sudden you come across a Babylon Bee headline, and there's a moment of, wait a minute, is that real? And then you go back and, oh, it's a joke. And I think there's a way of joking about things that can disarm the fear that we feel.
Yeah.
The fear that our leaders want us to feel, the fear that politicians want us to feel. And so I think that comedy has this real disarming power, and that's what makes it scare the people who are in power. That's what makes it scare people on the left. That's what makes it scare people in government. That's why they want to fact check us. Because all of a sudden we have this power to say that narrative that gives you so much power is disarmed. It doesn't have any power over us because we don't fear.